I'm Dominique Decoq. I'm an artist and an activist. And limitingplastic.com is organizing an event here on Morningside Park and 116th Street. And I'm going to be interviewing people about little tips and tricks and strategies they develop to limit plastics in their daily life. We see you soon. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Pascal Crépin.
Thanks very much for sitting here, and maybe you can help us out giving little strategies that you're using in your daily life about limiting plastics.
Plastic, yes, absolutely. So I teach, so I always have my own metal bottle when I teach, and I fill it up at different fountains on campus. I use always recycling bag when I go shopping. What else? All the plastic bags that I have, if I do have some, I use them to clean up my cat's litter box. Otherwise, no, I try not to buy any plastic. And I realize plastic is really bad for the planet. My big question is, why do we still produce that much plastic that we can't recycle? We should stop that immediately and find another solution.
It's an excellent question. Donc, on continue en français. Eh bien, Lucie, qu'est-ce que tu as dans les mains?
Eh bien, voilà. Pour montrer que je fais partie du Earth Day, je prends toujours mon café dans un pot de confiture. Et celui-là, ça fait un mois que je l'ai. Et je mets un peu de glaçon, je mets mon café, et j'ai mon café glacé, voilà.
So Lucie is saying that she never orders coffee in a cup with a plastic lid, that she always travels with this little glass jar. And I think that's a wonderful strategy to get rid of those cups. Unfortunately, they're not in paper. There's always plastic mixed in those paper cups. And at least we can forget about the plastic lid, you know. Any other strategies? Encore quelques stratégies?
Oui, d'autres stratégies. J'achète tous mes légumes au marché. Ou bien j'ai une livraison toutes les semaines d'une ferme qui se trouve à Upstate et qui m'amène tout dans une boîte en carton. Et une autre stratégie, c'est de cuisiner soi-même et de ne pas acheter des plats déjà fabriqués. C'est peut-être un peu plus de travail, mais ça aide à protéger la planète et utiliser un peu moins de plastique.
Merveilleux. So she never orders takeout. She cooks all herself and she buys her produce. She orders from a farm from upstate, and the produce comes free from plastic. Thank you.
That's what I'm doing. Voilà.
Merci beaucoup, Lucie. Laurent, I know that you have the type of business that is very environmentally friendly. Could you give us a little heads up about that?
Yes, sure. So I work with a few shipping companies, most of them in France, that basically try to export products or propose shipping services across the Atlantic without burning fossil fuels. It sounds impossible, but it's actually pretty straightforward. They are building huge sailing boats that can carry goods across the Atlantic, and they basically use the one renewable energy that's available everywhere, and that helps move a boat, which is the wind.
Hi, so here we have the pleasure to talk to Christian. Could you give us your full name?
Yes, Christian Pietrapiana.
And Christian, you obviously are very touched by what's going on this planet today.
I'm a visual artist. I've been switching my themes to climate change for the last 10 years. And this started 3 years ago in the Bonnet Easter Parade. So it grows every year. I keep on adding more and more plastic.
So every year you're adding more to your sculpture.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your other art about?
I do a lot of interventions with newspapers, with news about climate and all the different aspects of climate. But that's visual, that's painting. This is more like, I don't know, an object performance, however you want to call it. Well, New York has one of the best tap waters in the country, so, we have to limit the purchase of bottled water, we take it from the tap. Glass containers, metal containers, none of this crap.
Thank you very much. So, Alexi, I'm very interested as to know how you limit the usage of plastic in your daily life.
I guess I don't do it consciously necessarily, but I try to limit, for instance, the use of plastic bags. I guess that's the most the best example I can think of in my daily life. We try to buy things in bulk, so this we limit the use of various containers.
I know you're going to have such a good news, a baby pretty
Yeah,
soon.
absolutely.
So are you planning to use recyclable diapers?
Yeah, that's one of the questions that we're wondering, right? But I think we'll go that way. Yeah.
My question to all of you is, do you try to limit plastic in your daily life?
Try my best. It's hard a lot. Try to recycle, but you understand recycling is not really occurring, so that's the problem.
I mean, I try to do it every day. I, separate the bottles and, the regular garbage and stuff like that. So that's what I do.
Also, same thing here. I try to do the best I can. It's extremely difficult to do because there was a time when, there was a big recycling push, but we questioned whether or not that's even being done. And a lot of the times that stuff ends up in the same trash bin as everything else.
So what should we do? Should we elect somebody else as a mayor, or what's?
It's going to take more than one person as a mayor. One elected official, it has to be collaboration of everyone from the top to the bottom. That means from the children to the adults to the companies to the organizations, as well as government officials. It has to be a full collaboration. We're all using too much plastic.
Basically, everything he said. There's only one way to handle everything. You need more than one person.
But thank you so much, gentlemen, for your input here on these questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Kathy, what do you do to avoid to use plastic in your life?
Not buy as much plastic as possible, which is pretty hard in the United States because we don't have what like Europe, the one day, what is it called, the one day plastic? That all our fruit comes in plastic. They don't even have that in Europe anymore. So I just try not to buy as much plastic as possible, especially not plastic water bottles, never. I live in Morningside Gardens, and we are the first complex in New York City that had compost. In fact, Bloomberg came to visit us the day we first started our compost.
Oh, cool.
So we have compost right in the complex. So we have it 4 days a week, and everybody goes down this. It's so easy. Go down our elevator and drop all our compost.
That's terrific.
Makes it very simple.
Yeah. What about in your shopping? Do you have a hard time to buy products and produce that are not?
Yeah, I go to the fruit stands on the streets. And then I don't use much toiletries, just toilet paper, really. And I have a bidet for my toilets, so I hardly use that much toilet paper.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. That's a good strategy. I wanted to start this conversation by a first question. How do you try to limit usage of plastic in your daily life?
Certainly trying to cook at home on my own as much as possible. But otherwise, reusing bags when I go to the supermarket. I think the biggest problem is probably packaging for food.
You are involved in an activity or even a business that is promoting a certain type of furniture. Can you give us a little bit of information?
There's a French flooring brand called Target that will, take back material. So that's like more of a contract brand that's more for commercial spaces, office spaces. A material is no longer usable in a space, that it's brought back into their sort of manufacturing processes. And
Thank you very much, Adrian. So what about giving us your strategies to limit plastic in your daily life?
Well, I'm very big. I like to drink a lot of water, but I carry a reusable water bottle, especially, with kids. You don't want to buy bottled water. It's better to have like a reusable one. So I do that.
So what type of material is your reusable bottle?
It's like a steel.
Okay.
So I have a Walla.
So just like Dee Dee, I never ever buy plastic water bottles. Always use a reusable bottle. Always carry around a reusable bag with me, a little one that folds up into a little pouch. So never use plastic bags. Try to reduce the amount of plastic that I buy. Replace with wood, recycled material.
There's bamboo.
Bamboo is very renewable, so things like that.
What about food? Is it hard for you to find food that is not plastic packaged?
One thing you can do is buy in bulk, and so if you purchase things in bulk, you can bring your own containers to buy them. Or if even things like fruit, just buy fruit and put it in a produce bag rather than buying fruit that comes in like a clamshell or something like that.
Thank you very much,
Thank
ladies.
you. Thank you so much.